Hello, my name is Dan Collier, and I want to personally thank you for visiting me here at Nutriforce. And in a minute, I'm going to tell you how this food here has changed my life. I know there's a lot of myths surrounding juicing, surrounding eating raw fruits and vegetables as opposed to cooking them, but I'm going to tell you how it is a tremendous amount of difference between the types of foods that you are eating and how your athletic performance is, your weight loss, your moods, and everything that you do in life surrounds the food that you eat. It all starts with food. And I'm going to tell you also how I went from nearly 200 pounds back down to my college weight of 182 simply by following the Nutriforce program. There's a difference between just eating food and eating superfoods, and it's these very superfoods that are the thing that triggers your body to dump toxins out of it and also allow your body to put fresh and helpful nutrition in it, which then triggers the fat loss, the immune strengthening, the mood balance. Everything surrounds what you're eating. All starts within the body and then works its way out. There's no pills, potions, or special formulas or gadgets that you have to use. We need to know this because in America right now, most people are eating more and more, but they're actually starving to death all at the same time. And the same thing is starting to happen to most Americans. They're supersizing their foods. They're eating cooked vegetables all the time, cooked foods devoid of nutrition, and they're not taking in the vital nutrients that supplies their body, that allows them to be less hungry and have more energy and feel great and think straight. Because the reality is we are what we eat. These are the things that we need to regenerate ourselves from where we are. So it doesn't matter if you're sick or you're healthy. This program, these vital nutrients will work for you. So what you need on an everyday basis that you should be taking in that most Americans just absolutely aren't getting: pure water. I'm talking about water without fluoride, chlorine, and toxins in it. And most Americans don't know that when you buy a bottle of water at the store, you have xenoestrogens leaching out through the plastics. You have almost no regulation as to what's in that water. Now, I bet you thought that the water you were getting, the so-called pure water in these bottles, was perfectly healthy for you. So you need to take in pure water. And where does pure water come from? The purest water on the planet comes from inside of vegetables, because the filtration system from the roots. Hey guys, I understand that weight can be a little bit of a struggle, and everybody that I know has struggled at some point in time with their weight. The reason is because of the standard American diet. You see, when I say it's going to stay that way forever, it's going to stay that way forever if something doesn't change. If a mindset doesn't change, and an understanding, that is a knowledge that pills, potions, and gimmicks aren't going to solve the problem. And the reason that I have kind of a slogan that says it's 90% diet is because unless you say something so extreme like this, that people will think, as they always say to me, they say, well, you know, I really need to get in the gym. I really need to get in the gym. I'm like, no, you need to change your diet and do a little bit of exercise. Because you can get in the gym and you keep going to the gym and going to the gym and never really get a huge change. I've seen people in the gym now, the same gym, for 10 years. And they look the same as the time they went in there. Working out. What's the problem? It's their diet. They're still eating the sad American diet. And I ask them about it, and they're like, well, you know, I just love food. Well, that's great. How about loving something that tastes good, that's healthy for you, and just cutting out the bad stuff? Okay. The truth is if you change your diet, you will change your whole life. You can go to the gym a lot and exercise will help, but statistically, your intake of the foods that you eat far outweigh I mean, 5, 10 times outweigh the benefits of going to the gym, the foods that you're eating in itself. So all you need is a coach. And that's where this program comes in. That's why Nutriforce was started, so that someone could finally break the whole gimmicky cycle of these pills. They take a food that's healthy for you, that we tell you about. Let's say it's kale. And they find some element within kale, and they extract that one particular element and boost it up and give you 5,000 units of it and say, oh, you get the benefits of kale. Why not just juice some kale, get it in its natural balance, all of its benefits at one time, and be healthy the way God intended it? That's just common sense. But you need the strength. You need the mind strength to overcome all of this. And I say that because it can be a struggle. Food is highly addictive, and it's comforting to a lot of people. That's why they call it comfort food. You know, Southerners sit down and they eat a big meal, or they're stressed. To this day, I still feel that way sometimes. I'm like, I'm so stressed. I just need to go sit down and eat something somewhere, But as time goes on, eventually you think, I'm very stressed. And then what you want is, I need something healthy, make me feel better. Instead of thinking, I need to go get a hamburger and then feel worse later, and then wake up in the morning and go, oh, my belly's fat. All right, so part of this is understanding how to develop your mind strength. And I already understood, before I started this program myself, and developing all the factors within it, I already understood the power of the mind. I owned several businesses. I was a real estate investor. I was a black belt. I owned a martial arts school. I've been a personal trainer, a fireman. I owned a car dealership. I've been a health coach, and now a personal development coach. So I've done all these things with basically like having limitless thoughts and a limitless mind to accomplish all things. Because there's scripture in the Bible that says, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And all things include all things. So you have to have limitless thoughts. The power of our mind, the 10% that we use, is just a small fraction of what we really can do. Pure air, pure water, and superfoods, and juicing those to form what I call the ultimate concoction for health. And it tastes so good. Most people scoff. They think, oh, you're drinking celery juice and carrot juice and lemons, and they think it's disgusting. But let me tell you, it's actually delicious. I've grown to where my body actually, if I go a certain amount of hours, I start to crave this vital nutrition in my body. So let me tell you a little bit about how I discovered these superfoods in juicing. It was years ago, and my mother's aunt got cancer. In fact, she had brain cancer. And we knew what the outcome was going to be, going the regular medical route. And so we started seeking what possibly could be an alternative to these chemotherapies, these treatments that would actually end up possibly killing her sooner or making her very sick in the meantime. And what we came across was something called the Genesis diet. And there was actually several people we found that had discovered the same thing, and they wrote books about it. They were doctors who did a documentary on their own life, how they got sick, had cancer, and knew themselves what they were going to face, and said, you know what, I'm not going to do it. This will kill me. And they found the same thing, the Genesis diet, and eating superfoods in a raw fashion, and most importantly, juicing those foods. Because let me tell you something about juicing on this program. When you juice these foods, you find out that the average person's digestive system, if they just eat something, they'll absorb between 10 and 20% if their digestive system is healthy. If it's not healthy, you'll actually absorb even less. But when you juice, the juice enters into your body. And when it does, in less than 15 minutes, that energy, those super nutrients, these things that are held in here, that God put in there for our bodies, immediately start to enter our system. And what happens is, I remember the first time my mother made some carrot and apple juice, similar to what I have right here. And I looked at it and I said, I just don't know that I can drink carrot juice. I thought I would gag. But the reality was, once I put it up to my mouth, I said, that tastes pretty good. Actually, that's really good. And then within a few minutes, I felt almost like a hot flash over my body, where I guess my body was dumping toxins out of it, but this energy filled my body. I felt radiant. And the whole entire day, I continued to feel like this. And I said, you know what? This is really strange. You know, they talk about these superfoods and juicing actually healing people of diverse sicknesses, you know, like cancer and leukemia, you know, and diverticulosis and all kinds of things. And I said, you know, I'm feeling this energy. There has to be something to it. So I put it up to my lips, and I noticed a huge difference. And I've been drinking it ever since. And that's why I'm sharing it with you. But there's more to it. There's more to it than just the feeling of energy. It's the ability of the body to dump and cleanse the toxins out of it. Because over the years, what's been happening is, since I was a little kid, there were certain types of foods that we considered semi-healthy. But as the years have progressed, those semi-healthy foods, some breads, some meats and things like that, have now become extremely toxic to the body, because they began adding more and more preservatives. They began injecting the meats with growth hormone and antibiotics. The meats became more compact, the animals more compact in smaller and smaller areas, and they got less and less exercise. And even the lean meats now can be 20 to 40% body fat. So you're consuming in these meats tremendous amounts of fat. And these are what they're now calling the leading cause of obesity and heart disease from the consumption of these meats. After I did this and started to juice, I noticed the weight drop off my body. And what happened to me was, I went from nearly 200 pounds, and I'm a person who was working out 5 days a week. In fact, I used to own a gym and a martial arts school, and we were constantly training, and I was on the typical weightlifter diet, let's say, where they would tell you to drink lots of protein shakes and take these supplements and, you know, eat this protein bar and all this kind of stuff. And what I noticed with myself and everyone around me who trained, they would constantly going on these yo-yo type things. If you train, the idea was, if you wanted to lose weight, you had to train even harder. And the reality is that these foods, these artificial chemicals and all of these fake or lying, deceptive advertisements and these products that were synthetic were not natural in the body, and they were creating inflammation. They were creating chemicals that shouldn't be in the right balance, and there really wasn't any weight loss. In fact, most weightlifters now, in order to cut up, they go on something like a low-calorie starvation type of diet, and so the fat comes off their body temporarily. But what happens is, as soon as they finish their show, as soon as they finish training, the first thing they're like, I want pizza and ice cream, and you see them 4 or 5 months later, and they got a big belly again. You know, they're big, and they're not able to maintain this because nothing's ever really changed about the psychology of their diet. You know, most people, they don't understand. They buy something that says healthy, like a package or a box, and the label on it will say, you know, fortified with 11 essential vitamins and minerals or something like that. The problem is that's such a deception, because there's 72 trace minerals. What about the other? Where are all the 72 trace minerals that your body needs? Where are you going to get that to supply yourself with the super energy that you need, to supply your body to balance the hormones and the function and the immune system to heal diseases? Where are you going to get it? You're going to get it right here, and you're going to get it here. And I understand this can be a little confusing because you need to understand that food is not just food. It's not just something like you go and you see a donut and you put it in your mouth and start eating. It's energy in equals energy out. You have to keep that in mind because the energy you take in, this super energetic live food, will equal the mental energy you have throughout the day. And drinking this right here is one of the key elements to getting it in your body. And I understand that it can be a little confusing trying to figure out how to do this. And some people say, well, I have diabetes, or I tried juicing once before, but I didn't lose any weight. And that's because most people, when they go and start juicing, they're juicing mostly fruit. They're not juicing the vegetables. And we show you how to juice with vegetables and add a little bit of fruit to it for sweetener that actually ends up tasting awesome. You need something to regenerate and reboot your body, to give you a kickstart, to get you on the road to getting healthy and losing weight. And I want you to get on the same program that I did, that took me from nearly 200 pounds, and that's training 5 days a week and still not being able to get the body fat off, to down to my college weight of 182 through understanding how to juice and how to eat foods that taste good. I'm not talking about eating dirt for breakfast or eating dirt salad or sprouts or anything else like that for your meals every day. These are delicious foods that you can consume every day.
You don't have to be confused anymore. Honestly, these things, these commercials out there, they're very powerful. I was a marketing major in college, and I understand the ploy behind it all. How they know that most people rather choose the path of least resistance, and that is they want to keep eating what they eat, and that's why a lot of the commercial will say, eat whatever you want, or eat the same things, and take this pill and watch the belly fat burn off. And then they don't, then they show some Photoshop person on there who's overweight, and then the next scene they're with their shirt off and their abs are all ripped and stuff like that. And I even include a video on the website where it shows them shooting a guy. He's lifts weights, but he's got a big belly like the typical weightlifter. And then in the same day, you know, they show him shaving all his hair off and plucking his eyebrows, and then they take pictures of him all smiling, and then they Photoshop abs on him and they sell it as a product. So that's not going to work for you. It's not going to work for anybody. And the realism is the same thing with weightlifters. These hardcore guys you see on the magazines who are super ripped up, and they're following the diet programs, the typical ones you see in the magazines and stuff like that. Those are not long-term sustainable lifetime diets that actually will keep you healthy. They're just lean meats, very little carbs, and as soon as they get done with the show, I've mentioned this before, they're mauling donuts and eating stuff, and you see them 6 months later and they're kind of overweight a little bit, and then they got to go through the same process, and they actually are messing up their hormones over a long period of time. You know, some of them may be vegan, or some of them may be extremely healthy, eating healthy stuff, but most of them I've seen throughout the years, they're not really following a good actually health program to get lean. They're not following something that's going to keep them healthy. They're still at risk of getting cancer and different things later in life. And that's why you see most of these athletes and stuff, after they quit playing sports, you see them, they're 40, 50 pounds overweight in not too long a time. So it is actually 90% diet. 90%. Most people don't want to hear that, but you can do it. You really can. Actually, once you start on this, once you see the weight just falling off of your body and the vibrance and health that you start feeling, you'll never want to go back again. You'll never want. It's like somebody quit smoking. They're like, I'll never smoke cigarettes again. I felt terrible. I didn't realize how bad I felt. You know, it's the same way with realizing on the standard American diet, the SAD diet, that you're actually going to stay unhealthy on that, and you don't realize how bad you feel until you start eating something healthy and doing something really healthy for yourself. So instead of losing some fat on some program for 90 days, for 3 or 4 months, trying to stick with it, counting calories and points and whatever ridiculous stuff there is. This is a program. Nutriforce is something about losing weight forever. Forever. And my mother now, she is just about 70 years old. She's been following this program for years now. She takes 0 medication. She is in super, like her body and stuff looks great for her age. Face, skin, everything for her age. And people, I've seen people my age, and right now I'm 47 years old. I'm in as good a shape as I was when I was in my 20s, and I attribute it all to this particular diet and keeping me healthy. And the same goes for her. People her age are usually 40, 50 pounds overweight on 3 or 4 different medications, having a hard time getting around. So I'm telling you, this is really a lifetime program that can get the weight off of you, can put some common sense back into your life about food, and get everything under control. Make you feel vibrant, make you feel great again. You also understand that food is a natural healer. Most of the diseases that don't come from some kind of outside chemical source or some kind of poisoning or something like that are coming from a lack of good nutrition. In other words, our immune systems are getting destroyed, but worse than that, the actual foods that we're taking in on the standard American diet are causing the sicknesses. The high amounts of fat and all of the meats causing the sicknesses. The chemicals, the GMOs, the xenoestrogens, all of these things that are coming from the water bottles, they're coming from the preservatives in the food. Every time you go to a restaurant, you have no clue what kind of cheap types of materials, that there are chemicals and additives they're putting in the foods that can actually be causing you to get sick. Lunch meats, all of this kind of stuff. So we actually show you how to detox your body through juicing. And juicing is a great way to detox your body, because all of this awesome nutrition gets into your body, into your cells, and then your body starts dumping all of the crud out of it. And when this starts to happen, your immune system starts to boost. You're taking in less calories and more nutrition, and the fat just starts to fall off. And yes, I do use blending some. I'll make smoothies and things like that, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But it's, there's a lot of confusion that goes on with that as well, as far as juicing and using smoothies. And the difference really is that when you're using the smoothies, yes, you'll get some fiber, but when you're juicing with the actual juicer, you're getting the nutrients right out of the vegetables and the fruit almost immediately into your bloodstream. There's no breaking down of the process. There's no your body's having to extract the juices from the pulp, and the nutrient level is much higher, and the value of nutrition is much higher from juicing than it is from blending. But I still love to take the smoothies. They are very healthy for you. They will fill you up and last a little longer, and you can add protein to them. Actually, probably will make a smoothie at least once a day, depending on how the schedule goes, either in the morning or at night. Usually I juice in the morning. And sometimes I make one of our super concoctions, and that is where you actually juice, and you have the vibrance of the juice, and you pour that into the blender, and you make a smoothie with protein powder and such. You actually make a smoothie with your juice, and then you're getting super vitality all in one day. So this process starts with knowledge, and that's where we come in, and we're here to help you. There's different programs, from a one-on-one personal type of aspect of getting some advice to the actual just program itself. You can get a little less money, and you can get everything that we're going to tell you. Try to offer you whatever you need to get you in shape, to get your body where it is. And I know how stressful it can be. I mean, I know for years I would work out, and just could not get the full amount of weight off. And I was doing what the magazine said. I was doing what the program said, but the level of training and the level of eating that it required was so extreme. I could see in the long run, like trying to do it over a 2, 3, 4 year period, it's just too much to try to keep up. It's not even healthy for you, and extremely expensive buying all these pills and potions and stuff. So this is about us helping, giving back to the community, giving back to somebody. And I was told one time, if you really want to be happy in life, you really want to achieve the things, you've got to give back to people. You got to give back to people. It can't just be all about you. So if you start this program, you're going to get so much more out of it if you actually start helping someone else achieve the same thing and get them healthy as well. And you'll actually get addicted to it. Everybody you'll be like, hey, let me help you, and let me tell you about this, and let me get you excited about feeling good again. And what, you have diabetes? Yeah, you don't have to have that. Let's change your diet. And so you're going to really love doing this. You're going to love the way you look. You're going to love the way you feel, and you're going to love what you can do for other people. So basically what we're saying is that the food that you eat is basically God's fuel for your body. It's not just something to fill your stomach because you're hungry. It's actually fuel for everything you do. You are what you eat. And for thousands of years, food was actually used to heal people. Yeah, that's right. So most of the pharmaceutical drugs that are created nowadays are extracts from food. And why do they extract it from food and make it into a pharmaceutical drug? Yeah, it's more powerful in that concentrated form, but because it's the only way you can patent it, because you can't patent natural substances. So food is a healing substance to your body, as well as something that tastes great. Okay, so we need to rearrange the way we think about food. We don't just eat food for its taste and to fill our stomach. We eat it because it's fuel, it's energy, it gets us where we're going, it creates a happy life for us. And the problem is most people on this SAD diet, the standard American diet, they are not getting enough fuel during the day. They're eating cooked foods, they're eating foods devoid of nutrition, and what's happening is their bodies are eventually, because our bodies are made so wonderfully created by God to be resourceful and utilize whatever possible energy and fuel we can from even foods that are almost devoid. That's why kids can go so long on these really crappy diets until they get sick. It's because the body can go for a long time trying to extract the energy out of it. But eventually it catches up with us all. It catches up and people get sick, and they get diabetes, and then they start getting overweight with the foods they're eating devoid of nutrition, and they get sick, and that's where the diseases come in. That is the long-term outcome. Just like somebody smoking cigarettes, they don't start smoking cigarettes and then 3 weeks later they get cancer. It takes a long time to build up. So what we're looking at is, in the Nutriforce system, we're showing you how to eat the healthy foods that taste good, not foods that taste bad, that taste good. And then we're showing you how to maximize the superfoods through juicing, through blending, things like that. So when we're consuming these foods that have been juiced, when we're consuming these foods in the forms that we're showing you how to, your body is of course going to dump those toxins out of it. And most of the time, obesity is not just coming from sugar. It's coming from inflammation in the body, and it's swelling, and it becomes really acidic, and it's holding on to all of these problematic issues. And it's created through inflammation. It's created through the inability for the body's hormones to function properly. And that's what we're going to show you how to do, is get your hormones working properly. The fat will dump off, the energy will go up, and the health will increase. In fact, people all over the world, there are clinics that are using juicing and using superfoods to actually heal people. But in America, it's restricted. There used to be clinics in the 1940s, in the early 30s, where people would go and they would use this form of healing through foods, through juicing, through detoxifying the body, and people would get healed of leukemia and diverse diseases and cancer and diabetes and all kinds of sicknesses. But what's happening now is there's a clamp down all that. They don't want people to get better by any other means but using pharmaceuticals. And most of the time, they actually get sicker in the long run. So we want to turn some of that around, educate you, get you healthy and feeling good, and also getting that lean, sexy body that you've always wanted. So not only are these used all over the world for sick people, but what can this do for you? What can it do for someone that's fairly healthy? How is your body going to rapidly transform using it? And I'm telling you from personal experience, it transforms fast. All right. So most people are saying, you know, I don't have time to juice, or I don't have time to eat healthy. You know, literally, it takes me 10 minutes from the time of pulling everything out of the freezer or refrigerator and making a smoothie, or even juicing. I pull the stuff out of the refrigerator, put it in a juicer, juice it, make enough for a couple times a day, 3 times a day, put the lids on it, put it back in the refrigerator, and clean the juicer, put it in the sink, and I'm out. I'm on my way. Literally 10 minutes, that's it. I mean, it takes a little longer than making a bowl of cereal, but what are you getting from a bowl of cereal? You're getting some sugar, some white flour. You're getting something that's gonna peak your energy real fast and then drop, and actually cause you to gain weight and be almost devoid of nutrition. And it'll say on the side of the box, fortified with 9 essential elements. There's 72 trace minerals that your body needs, and this has 9 in it, and they act like that's healthy. Okay, so that's why we're getting real with you about actually being healthy and what's in foods and how to stay that way. So take this carrot, for example. This is, God created this carrot. Juicing this carrot, it's full of calcium. And most women nowadays are lacking in calcium. And calcium has all sorts of things that are good for your body. From weight loss production, to healing your bones, to arthritis. This carrot can help change your life juicing it. So of course, we have provided you with an entire 90-day program where step by step over this 90-day period, you can simply just follow the Nutriforce system in getting these nutritious foods into your body and making a change that will last a lifetime. Not a 30-day program with a pill and a potion that may make a change and you'll drop some weight and then gain it all back again, maybe even more. Why do you need this system? That's the big question. It's because it will transform not only your body, but it'll transform your health, which is the most important thing. Because just transforming your body short term and then making a dramatic weight gain or dramatic health problem that comes along later, because these pills and potions you're taking won't transform your health. They may transform your image short term, but not your long-term health. And what you're looking for is long-term health and body transformation. Plus, it will save you money. When you learn how to shop like this, when you learn how to prepare these types of foods, eventually you can learn how to start saving money because you're consuming the things that actually cost less than what you were consuming before, and you're actually going to be eating less but getting more nutrition. So this program also will provide quick results, especially if you do like a 5-day juicing program. Your body will transform and weight will literally just fall off of your body because it is just, your body is literally screaming to get this junk out of it and get the fat off of it. It doesn't want it there. It will actually add years to your life. I mentioned before in one of my previous videos how the 70-year-old woman was being interviewed and she looked like she was 34 years old because she had been following juicing and eating healthy for so long, and it's so against the norm of what people seem to look like nowadays because of their diet and environment. And this program is actually a no frustration program. It's all just common sense when it comes down to it, but we've been told and taught so many different ways now and advertised and bombarded with such false information from sources that seem to be trustworthy and really are propaganda for media and money-making outlets.
not only will you be not frustrated by this, but you'll actually become an inspiration to other people. You'll become what they desire to be, and they'll want to know, how did you do that? What in the world? How did you make, even doctors are dumbfounded by people that go on this program who had diabetes or were overweight and in such a short time make a dramatic change and don't even need the medicine they were taking anymore. The doctors go, well, you don't have high blood pressure anymore. I don't understand what happened. And when they try to tell them, hey, I started eating healthy, I was juicing, I went on this particular program, and it was easy to do, and I feel better than I've felt since I was 20 years old, and the doctor is just dumbfounded. So a lot of people also are wondering how much this program costs. And money is a factor, in all things. So you need to understand what all you are getting in this. You're getting a healthy eating quick start guide. So let's say you don't know what to eat. You want to be healthy and you think you're eating healthy. So there's just a quick start guide. You can open it up, read right through it, and be like, oh, pow, that makes sense. I got that, all right. I can, every time I go to a restaurant, quick start guide, I can remember what to choose and what not to choose to be healthy and lose weight. You get a mind strength booklet, which tells you basically how to rearrange your thinking to become powerful, to become willful, to overcome the temptations and the bad things, and to create goals for yourself. And if you don't have goals, you don't have a reason for living. You gotta have goals to strive for. You get a goal sheet so you can record all these things down, and you actually will sign it as a contract to yourself. When you obligate yourself to your goals, like in a contract, psychologically you have an 80 or 85% greater chance of accomplishing those goals that you want to than if you just said, I really need to lose weight, or I need to join a gym, or I need to get healthy or eat healthy. That's just like breathing air out and breathing air in. It just went away right then. It's just a thought. But when you have a goal sheet you sign, now you've obligated yourself to that commitment, and there's a good chance that you will accomplish it. You get a menu, which we've created, of all these delicious foods that are so absolutely healthy for you that eating them provides you with super nutrition and actually aids you in quickly losing weight and maintaining a healthy and energetic body. Okay? Then you get online access to all of the information, plus the blog, which is constantly being updated with new and cool stuff about different recipes and things going on and people's accomplishments, and you can interact with that and other people. You also can link in with Facebook, so you're on Facebook, you get our updates and post about that kind of stuff, so you're always in with the community. You get a list of the 4 white foods and a breakdown of the 4 white foods, which is very simple, but once you get it and understand about these 4 white foods, you'll know why, when you were consuming them before, why the weight wouldn't come off your body, or why the sickness wouldn't go away. So you get a copy of the 4 white foods, you get the 90-day step-by-step program, you get a chart of superfoods. So you can break down, simple chart, go through and look at that superfood. Boy, that'll put a lot of nutrition in my body. That'll help aid and heal this. So you get a breakdown of that. You get a how to read a label guide, which takes you through and shows you how to read labels on the food products that most people are purchasing. They pick this up and they always list in these ingredients, it'll say like wheat. Well, maybe, okay. Vitamins, oh, that's good, natural flavors, natural, that means good. And then 45 different unreadable benzogytoflatamine, blah, blah, and you're reading through this thing and you're like, I don't know what that is. And then next to it, it'll say like vitamin K, and then you're like, oh, well, but it has natural flavors in it, and the label says fit and slim or super healthy. When in reality, you're consuming a myriad of chemicals that are poisoning your body, that are causing inflammation to occur within you, and then causing you to store fat, and then shutting off your brain's ability to know when you're full. So you keep consuming more and more of their products. It's very tricky, and it's very deceptive, And worst of all, most of the foods that are labeled fit and slim and healthy and nutritious and good for you are actually ones that are the most full of chemicals. They'll say, you know, 0 carb, and then have all these artificial sweeteners in there, which your body doesn't know what to do with, and it actually causes you to gain more weight. So it's just crazy. So in reality, in this program, all of the things you're getting over $1,000 worth of information. Let's say you were to hire me on as a coach, or hire one of the coaches on to provide and go through all this information with you. It would cost you over $1,000 to have a personal coach. And we've included all of this in the Nutriforce program. For literally, the 90-day program costs $1.03 or something like that a day. I mean, to change your entire life, to give you information, the most valuable information you could ever get about your health and wellness of you and your family for basically $1 a day. Okay, you can't beat that. I can't make it any cheaper than that. It's just, I just want to provide it for you in a means that will help a lot of people. And we're looking at trying to get 1 million people fit in 1 year. And we need your help. We need your help in getting this information out to people and getting them healthy, getting them in shape, because this program's not just for people that are well already that want to lose weight. It can actually transform the lives of people you know that are ill as well. These superfoods can change the body's parameters about healing. Instead of a body devoid of nutrition and a weakened immune system, these foods can boost the immune system. They can boost their health so that now their body can start to fight off sickness. This system literally took years to put together. The Nutriforce system and the trial and error was over a course that took me thousands of dollars to figure out in trial and error. And you can get it right now if you like, or you can do it on your own. And you can spend thousands of hours and thousands of dollars. You can try different systems. You can go back and forth and keep dealing with the frustration and the propaganda and all the different things that go along with trying to get in shape. Or you can pay me as a personal coach and do like the high-end clients do and fly me out. Maybe it'll cost $8,000 to $10,000 or more. And I can take you through this same program on a one-on-one basis, or you can simply pay $98 and get the entire system, all the things that I've talked about, and immediately start on this program and getting yourself healthy and in shape. So that's really, for a 90-day program, that's less than a cup of coffee a day. That's like $1 a day. And most people are spending $4 wasted on some kind of junk like coffee or something like that at Starbucks. So this is a win-win-win situation for you. And I actually will give you a money-back guarantee. You got 30 days. Take a look at it. If there's any problem, just return it. No questions asked. Because we know this system works. We know that it will make you healthy. We know that you will lose weight. All you got to do is follow along with it. This is a lifetime transformation we're talking about. For less than the cost of a cup of coffee, you will transform your life into something that's more vital, something that's more healthy, something that's stronger. You're one click away from getting those desires and having that body that you really want. And of course, you know, some people rather save $1 today and end up spending thousands of dollars later on paying for doctors, psychological issues, buying clothes that are too tight, or having to buy extra big sizes, and constantly walking around day by day wishing they weighed less, or looking at other people and being envious and going, how does that guy stay that fit, or wonder what she does, she must starve herself. It's better today. Spend that $1 a day and transform your life and become the person that other people are envious of, that other people want to say, how do you do it? How do you stay looking so young? How do you stay so fit and healthy at your age? What do you do? What's your edge for winning all the time? How is it you keep doing this exercise? And you'll be able to tell them. You'll be able to say, hey, I know exactly what to do. Let me help you. Literally being sick
being overweight and being unhappy is no way to go through life. And literally you can change that right now. You can change your life. Get the system for $98. Get all the things that I would go over with you in person that you would be paying $8,000 to $10,000 for, and get instant access to it right this second. You are one click away from transforming your life. I really hope you make that decision. You won't regret it. I'm so happy that you took the time to watch this, and I look forward to making a huge change in your life. You and I, we are in this to change people's lives, and we want to make good people great. That's what it's all about. Let's do some transforming and change the world. Thank you.